Hey folks, Burnham here, and today's topic will be Pokemon. Now, the franchise has been around for the past 20 years and will continue on as long as there's new species on Earth to be found. But, pick up your Pokeballs, head on into a adventure as I count down 10 facts of the Pokemon franchise itself. Fact number 1. Well before the games or even the manga or anything came out, Mew was copyrighted back in 1990. And that's even before they came up with the name of the franchise. One thing to note about it is that they used a different set of kanji for Mew instead of what we know now. Fact number 2. In the initial artwork for Capsule Monsters, we are shown 2 images of what was to be called Rhydon. There's the initial art that features red, or what appear to be red, with Rhydon in a cave, and a shrunken down version of Rhydon, though it could easily have been the initial artwork for the Pokédoll. Fact number 3. In the initial artwork for Capsule Monsters, they also had a shop where you could buy the Pokemon, or at least what appeared to be where you could buy Pokemon in capsule balls, which is something that is mostly famous in Japan, apart from most other countries, though I wouldn't doubt it if any other countries actually have them or not. Anyways, fact number 4. To date, there has been a grand total of 30 movies. That counts the Pokemon shorts, the live-action movie that's going to be coming out, and every single movie that has been made, including the black and white movie. Both of them. Even though they're numbered the same thing. Just A or B. Fact number 5. Throughout the entire franchise of Pokemon, we've only ever seen Oak as an old man. Well, he's shown up in one movie as a young kid, and that happens to be the movie with Celebi. In the movie itself, Ash and company happen to come across a young Professor Oak during their adventures in the Johto region, or what was supposed to be the Johto region, because during the release of the movie, they had been in the Johto region in the anime at that point. And the big bad villain of the movie was a new Team Rocket member that wanted the power of Celebi for himself. Also, one thing to know as far as young Professor Oak in the movie is that he had a very early idea for the Pokeball, which was that instead of pushing down on the button, you had to twist the where the button would be in order to get the Pokemon out of the Pokeball. So, yeah. Anyways, Fact number 6. In the games, we know that later on in Pokemon Black and White, I believe it was, Mega Evolution debuted. Well, in the anime, they actually had Mega Evolution as a silhouette rather earlier. In Pokemon Master Quest, they had an episode where the main trio fell asleep and Misty dreamt of it was either having or meeting a Gyarados, and it showed up as a silhouette, but the silhouette actually looked like what Mega Gyarados would actually look like in the games later on. So, there you go. Fact number 7. We know that Pokemon Fusion happened in Pokemon Black 2 and Pokemon White 2. But in the anime, they actually had an early concept for Pokemon Fusion before Digimon. And that was during Season 1, The Island of Giant Pokemon. During the episode, it was one of the very few times they actually had subtitles for the Pokemon because they weren't being translated by the humans. And during that episode, they had Giovanni kind of announced that he was going to merge his Venusaur and a Blastoise together, and he called it Venustoise. I believe that's how it was pronounced. Venutoise? Either way, it was a combination of Venusaur and Blastoise. And this happened in the first season, before Lieutenant Surge. No, after Lieutenant Surge. Yeah. Anyways, fact number 8. In the games, it has been theorized for the longest time about the supposed relation between Cubone and Kangaskhan as far as them being related. Well, it was kind of debunked when art of Cubone's skull was taken off. Except for one thing that was later done in Pokemon Sun and Moon, which was Pokemon being able to call out for additional help. Now, with this idea, the Pokemon would be able to cry out and another Pokemon would show up, except there would be some guidelines on this, and it would have to be related to the Pokemon that cried out for help in some way. Either it be a Dex entry mentioning this Pokemon, or from the same evolution line. Now, as far as we know, Cubone doesn't even mention Kangaskhan in its Dex entry. Not a single Dex entry mentions Kangaskhan. Except for here, where it actually can call for help and a Kangaskhan can show up. So, was Game Freak toying with fans, or is it still applicable that Kangaskhan can be related to Cubone? Fact number 9. Now, I mentioned capsule monsters, but the Pokemon manga itself started after the actual games came out in Japan in April of '96. The games itself came out, Pokemon Red came out in February of 1996. So it was a good 2 months after the games came out that the manga followed up shortly. And last but not least, fact number 10. This fact is about Pokemon Gold, Crystal, and Silver. Generation 2. Now, back when Heart Gold and Soul Silver were about to come out, they stated that Gold and Silver were actually meant to be the only other games that the series was going to have. And I can see that, considering they included Kanto in with Johto, and they have yet to do that with any other game, really. Though they did do that with Black 2 and White 2 with previous trainers from the games. But anyways, that is it for 10 facts on Pokemon. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment below as to what you would like for me to talk about next. And until my next fact video, goodbye!